All right, we're going to get started with some general building blocks for geometry. Let's start with vocabulary. Make sure you've got some paper that you can take notes and jot down some different ideas. Here we go. Angle. An angle is two rays that share one endpoint. Now I'm going to explain what an endpoint is a little bit later. Congruent. Exactly the same size and shape. Okay? It's not going to be like a triangle that starts like this and then gets smaller. That wouldn't be congruent. That would be similar. Congruent would be the same size triangle in two different areas. Image. An image is a figure resulting from a transformation. A line of symmetry. A line that divides a figure into two congruent halves. Okay, so we've got that whole and we've cut it in half directly in the center, and that is the line of symmetry. Parallel lines. Lines that are always the same distance apart. They're always the same distance apart. They're never going to intersect. Perpendicular lines, they form a right angle. A polygon is a closed figure formed from line segments that meet only at their endpoints. Again, there's that endpoints. We're going to come back to that. Rotation, a transformation in which a figure is turned a given angle and direction around a particular point. Okay? Hopefully you're getting this. If not, stop the video, go back, and take some more notes. Vertex, the point at which two line segments or rays meet to form an angle. Okay, now let's look at some of those examples and see exactly what they are. And here we start up here. We've got a point. Remember we talked about those points. We had the end point and we had the point. Well, our point is going to be just a little dot. That's going to show us exactly where we need to be. It is always represented with a capital letter. Don't use a small cased letter. Always capital. A line has continuous. Okay? This tells me that my line is going to continue forever this direction, and it's going to continue forever the other direction. Notice it has 2 points in it. That's to help maintain that line. Then we have a plane. A plane is a flat surface. There's no thickness to it at all. It's just a flat surface that we're going to work on. A ray has one endpoint at the end, so I know that's not going to continue in that direction. But in the other direction, it's going to go on forever. Again, that's what that little arrow is telling me. And then a line segment. Line segment has an endpoint on each end of the line, and you can think of it like having a line, and you pulled that section right out of it. You've cut that line at those 2 points, and you've pulled that out. That's a line segment. Okay? Let's look a little bit further here. Now, we started off when we talked about congruency and congruent angles. Well, notice here we have a plane to begin with. Okay? If we come back over here, this plane, is it congruent? No. It's similar. Okay? I want to make that definition and that distinction between the two. These would be similar planes. They are not congruent because it's not two of the same size. Okay? Again, here's our point. And we want to look at here. We have some lines, we have some rays, and we have some segments. Let's see if we can identify what those are. Okay, first of all, we've got our point. We talked about that, so I'm going to write that down here. Okay, remember a line segment is 2 points, like you can take that section right out. Well, if we look at C and E, we have a line segment right here. So I'm going to label that. Okay, so we have one right here. But look at that, between C and D we also have another line segment, as well as between B and C. So we have 3 line segments here. Okay, let's look and see, where is there a ray? Remember that ray has one section that has an endpoint, and then it goes on forever. So if we come back over here, we can also see that we do actually have some rays. Okay? C goes on. So we have array right here. It does have its endpoint, and so it's going to continue. So that is array. And if we look right here, we have D. And if we look at C, not only does C become a line segment, a part of a line segment, but because it's also attached to this, it's also array. C to B is going to be array because it goes past again. So we have several arrays here. And then C through E, also another array. Okay. Wow, a lot of arrays there. Okay. And then we have our line. Well, we can identify that we have 2 lines in this entire piece. This is the way geometry is going to get started for us. Hopefully you've taken some notes. If not, go back in the video, take down the vocabulary, double check what you've got, and we're going to be using a lot more of it. Now go take on the day.